Conversations about sensitive nutrition topics can be difficult. An example is raw food diets. As veterinary healthcare providers, we're aware of the various risks associated with these diets. But some pet owners that feed raw food can be intensely opposed to any suggestions that such diets can be harmful. So how do we proceed? This video will explore some ways to approach this potentially sensitive issue. This scenario centers on a newly adopted puppy. The owners admit they promised the breeder they'd feed raw food, but now they want a second opinion. It's clear they're open to change, so your best approach may be to help them weigh the challenges of feeding raw by asking these questions. How will you manage the feeding routine? Where and how will you source the raw ingredients you'll need? How will you ensure that the diet is complete and balanced? And how will you ensure the safety of the diet? Exploring these challenges may be all it takes to change a client's mind. In addition to the challenges of the feeding routine, help clients weigh the human health risks of feeding raw food by asking, is anyone in the household immunocompromised, such as a recovering cancer patient or the pet itself? Are there very young children in the home? Any elderly persons? If they answer yes to any of these questions, I talk to them about the inherent risk of a zoonotic infection when feeding raw food. At this point, most pet owners will decide against it. If not, I help them get the assistance needed to be sure they have properly balanced recipes for their pet. In this scenario, the client is happily feeding raw food, but they want your help in making sure the diet is nutritionally complete and balanced. This client is not interested in a change from raw, so rather than adopting a "how can I get them to switch" attitude, I want to be sure they understand the potential risks and how to address those risks. It is important to do this in a helpful manner rather than to suggest what they are doing is wrong. Many nutritionists think it is useful to try to understand why clients have chosen a raw diet. I also explore what the pet was eating before and how well it worked. We want to help clients get the assistance needed to provide properly balanced recipes for their pet, advice to minimize health risks, and a plan to monitor the pet for any long-term changes. And finally, be sure to document in the medical record that the clients were advised regarding potential health risks for both pets and people.